Okay, students, the most important 4 marks question in the motion in a plane lesson in our first year physics syllabus. The question is parallelogram law of vector. So the question we can ask in IPA examination, state the parallelogram law of vector, derive an expression for the magnitude and direction of the resultant vector. So first one we can write the definition of the statement of the parallelogram law of vector, and next one we can derive the equation for the magnitude and also the direction. So first one, the statement: if two vectors are represented both in magnitude and direction by the two adjacent sides of the parallelogram drawn from a point, then the resultant vector is represented both in magnitude and direction by the diagonal passing through the same point. So this is the statement, definition of the parallelogram law of vector. Now we can explain the parallelogram law of vector. So we can take the two vectors p bar and q bar. So p bar is, we can take the OA is the adjacent side and OB is the another adjacent side of the parallelogram, and we can take the resultant vector, means the combination of the sum of the p plus q, it will be represented by R is the diagonal of the parallelogram. And now we can take from figure OA is equal to P, OA is equal to P, and OB is equal to Q, and OC, in this figure OC is equal to R, that is equal to P plus Q. Now the opposite sides are equal, means OA is equal to BC and OB is equal to AC. So in this one, theta is the angle between P and Q, and now we can extend the point, extend the OA side is extended up to point D, and now we can draw a normal, a perpendicular line we can draw from point C to D. So at D the angle is 90 degrees. Now we can observe from triangle OCD. So when we can observe this, OCD is the right angle triangle. So by applying Pythagoras theorem, we can write OC square is equal to OD square plus CD square. So in this one, OC square is equal to OD square plus CD square. So OC square is equal, OD is the combination of OA plus AD. So we can write OA plus AD whole square plus CD square, and OC square is equal to OA AD. We can choose A plus B whole square. So A square plus B square plus 2AB. So we can write A square OA square plus B square AD square plus 2AB. Instead of AB we can write OA AD plus CD square. Now we can substitute the known values, that OC is equal to R. So R square is equal to OA is equal to P. We can write P square plus AD square. So AD is the unknown value plus 2OA. So we can write P, and AD is the unknown value plus CD square. So in this equation number 1. So in this equation number 1, AD and CD values are we can determine by using the figure. So from figure we can observe this one, ACD is the right angle triangle. So the right angle we can take the angle D. So in this one we can determine the AD value as well as CD value. So AD is the horizontal value, CD is the vertical value. Now we can take the from triangle ACD, sin theta is equal to CD by AC. Why? Because of CD by AC. So where is the theta? Sin theta means opposite side by hypotenuse. So we can write the CD by AC. So sin theta equal to CD by AC. AC is equal to Q. Why? Because of Q, opposite sides are equal in parallelogram. So we can write the figure OB is equal to AC. So OB is equal to Q, as well as it is equal to AC, that will be is equal to Q. So CD is equal to Q sin theta. In the same one, same triangle ACD, we can write cos theta is equal to AD by AC. So cos theta is equal to AD by Q. So AD is equal to Q cos theta. So CD value is Q sin theta, AD value is Q cos theta. So AD and CD values are substituted in equation number 1. Now we can write R square is equal to P square and Q cos theta whole square plus 2PQ cos theta plus Q sin theta whole square. R square is equal to P square. Now square them. Q square cos square theta plus 2PQ cos theta plus Q square sin square theta. So in this one the terms Q square terms are 2. Now we can take the common Q square. R square is equal to P square plus Q square of sin square theta plus cos square theta plus 2PQ cos theta. But since sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1, now we can write the equation R square is equal to P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. Therefore R is equal to under root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. So this is the resultant vector magnitude equation. R is equal to under root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. Now next one we can determine the direction of the vector. It will be represented by alpha, and from figure we can take triangle OCD. Now we can observe this figure. The alpha value, alpha is the angle between R and P. So we can take triangle OCD. So in this triangle OCD we can write the tan equation, tan theta. So tan alpha is equal to CD by OD. Tan alpha is equal to CD by OD is the combination of OA plus AD, and tan alpha is equal to, so CD value is Q sin theta plus OA is equal to P plus AD value is Q cos theta. Now we can write the tan alpha is equal to Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. So therefore alpha is equal to tan inverse of Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. So this is the direction of the vector, and resultant vector magnitude is the R is equal to under root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta, and resultant vector direction alpha is equal to tan inverse of Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. So okay students, this is a very important question in the chapter of motion in a plane. The important 4 marks question in our first year physics syllabus. So the question is, show that the trajectory of an object thrown at certain angle with the horizontal is a parabola. So consider a object or a body projected with an initial velocity u at an angle theta with the horizontal from the point O. So its initial velocity at point O is resolved into two components. So those are the first one, the horizontal component is equal to u cos theta, the vertical component is equal to u sin theta. When we can observe this figure, so this is the origin and the projected angle is theta, and next one we can throw with a certain initial velocity u, and this initial velocity we can resolve into two components, u cos theta, u sin theta. So u cos theta is the horizontal component along with x-axis, and u sin theta is the vertical component is along with y-axis. So we can observe the projectile object motion displacement along x direction as well as along y direction. So horizontal displacement along x direction. So the parameters are displacement, yes, it is equal to x. Why? Because of x. So the object displacement we can observe along x direction. So we can take s is equal to x, and time t is equal to t, and initial velocity ux is equal to u cos theta, and acceleration a is equal to 0. From we can take the equation s is equal to ut plus of at square. So x is equal to u cos theta into t plus 0 into t square. So x is equal to u cos theta into t. So therefore t is equal to x by u cos theta. This is the equation number 1, and we can observe the displacement along y-axis. It is also called vertical displacement. So in this vertical displacement, s is equal to y and t is equal to time t is equal to x by u cos theta. We can take the equation number 1, and initial velocity uy is equal to u sin theta, and acceleration a is equal to minus g. So these all the values are substituted in equation s is equal to ut plus of at square. So instead of s we can take y, and uy is equal to u sin theta, and t plus of minus g t square. Instead of a we can substitute minus g. So y is equal to u sin theta into t. So instead of t we can write x by u cos theta minus 1 by 2 g into x by u cos theta whole square. So y is equal to u will be cancelled, sin theta by cos theta into x minus of g into x square by u square cos square theta. So y is equal to tan theta x minus 1 by 2 g into x square by u square cos square theta. So instead of tan theta we can substitute a, and instead of 1 by 2 g into g by u square cos square theta we can write b. So the final equation y is equal to ax minus by square. So this is the parabolic equation. So the above equation is known as parabola. So in this question we can write the projectile motion displacement along x direction, and also we can take the parameters along y direction. So we can use the second equation of motion in the case of x direction, and also we can use the second equation of motion in the case of y direction, vertical component, that will be s equal to u suffix yt plus of it square. So in the x direction s is equal to uxt plus of at square. So next the 4 marks important question in a chapter of motion in a plane. If mod of a plus b is equal to mod of a minus b, prove that the angle between a and b is 90 degrees. So mod of a plus b is equal to mod of a minus b. So mod of a plus b is equal to under root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, and mod of a minus b is equal to under root of a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. So we can write the equation and squaring on both sides. Then we can squaring on both sides, the square and root will be cancelled on both sides. So the remaining terms of a square plus b square plus 2ab is equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. So a square term will be cancelled, b square term will be cancelled. So remaining terms of 2ab cos theta is equal to minus 2ab cos theta. So we can write the equation 2ab cos theta plus 2ab cos theta is equal to 0. So 4ab cos theta is equal to 0. Then cos theta will be 0. When the cos will be 0, theta is equal to 90 degrees, means cos 90 will be 0. Therefore theta is equal to 90 degrees. So the angle between a and b is 90 degrees. Okay students, the next important 4 marks question in motion in a plane chapter. The question is explain the terms average velocity from instantaneous velocity and when they are equal. So in this one we can write the definition of average velocity, and next one definition of statement of instantaneous velocity and the condition when they are equal. So first one we can define the average velocity. So average velocity, it is the ratio between the total displacement to total time is called average velocity, or we can write in words of formula average velocity is equal to total displacement by total time, or average velocity is equal to delta x by delta t. And next one, the second definition, statement of instantaneous velocity. So how we can define instantaneous velocity? The velocity of a particle or the object at any instant of time is called instantaneous velocity. So the formula is instantaneous velocity is equal to dx by dt, but average velocity formula it is equal to delta x by delta t. And we can write about the more about point of the average velocity and instantaneous velocity. Average velocity represents velocity of a body during its journey, but instantaneous velocity represents velocity at any instant of time. And next one, when they are equal, means average velocity is equal to instantaneous velocity. In linear motion, average velocity is equal to instantaneous velocity. The important 4 marks question, the problem is a force 2i plus j minus k Newton acts on your body which is initially at rest. At the end of the 20 seconds, the velocity of the body is 4i plus 2j minus 2k meter per second. So what is the mass of the body? So we can take the as per given data, force F is equal to 2I plus j minus k Newton, and time t is equal to 20 seconds. Initial velocity u will be 0. Why? Because of u will be 0. So a body which is initially at rest, so initial velocity will be 0. And next one, final velocity v is equal to 4I plus 2j minus 2k meter per second. So mass m is equal to how much? So we can take the first equation of motion, v is equal to u plus at. So v minus u is equal to at. A is equal to v minus u by t. So acceleration A is equal to v will be 4I plus 2j minus 2k minus u, initial velocity will be 0, and time is equal to 20. So we can take the common 2. So 2 by 20, 2 ones are 2 tens are. So acceleration A is equal to 2I plus j minus k by 10. So next one, we can find the mass by using the Newton's second law principle. F is equal to ma. So m is equal to F by a. So m is equal to, the F value will be 2I plus j minus k by a, means 2I plus j minus k by 10. So we can write m is equal to 2I plus j minus k into 10 by 2I plus j minus k. So the two vectors will be cancelled, 2I plus j minus k by 2I plus j minus k. So the remaining term digit is 10. So mass of the body m is equal to 10 kg.